So it has been about a month since I've last worked on the Jeep, but I finally came across some parts for the transfer case. I don't know if I've said in the videos or not, I went to go do the slip yoke eliminator and turns out I need to do a whole rebuild. So that's pretty much what's happened. Anyways, enough of that. We'll get to that later. I ended up buying a new drive shaft, painted the skid plate and everything, so I'm pretty much about ready to go. All I have pretty much left to do is come up inside of this frame and paint in there while the skid plate is off. But basically after that, I will be pretty much ready to go. Just need to get in alignment. So the problem I faced today when I started to work on it is I noticed something, and this is that something. This is brake fluid, and basically what happened is the bleeder valve was leaking. So I called my parts store and said I need to get some bleeder valves because I figured I'd just try doing that before I went and replace the whole thing. Well, in any event, I ended up having to take the calipers back and get a new set, so I have to bleed those, and hopefully they'll be good to go. Now, my main goal, at least today in the video, was to get the front drag link and tie rod off. Reason being is because I have this nice new upgraded Curry link, drag link, and tie rod that I wanted to put on there, because as you can see here, it's significantly, well, girthier. Now I will say, nothing has gone smooth today, as you can see. So basically, the rest of the video, I just kind of want to get the brake calipers fixed, get the upgraded steering on, as well as the steering stabilizer. Oh, I did also forget to say, when I did go to take the wheels and tires off, the transfer case, of course, is off, so it actually puked all of the transmission fluid over the floor. Didn't really think that one through. Anyways, should be a good rest of the day. I got all my stuff I need to get taken care of. Went to church, ate, so I need to just get hammering. So that's what I'm gonna do. I've pretty much got everything put back together here. This is just how I had to run my brake lines. You can go back and watch that video, but basically if I ran them the other way and if did any sort of articulation, it would just rip this off. So that's why I've got it run like this. I am a little bit worried if I do a mud tire that it will grab this, but I think I'll be all right. I'll find out, I guess. But yeah, pretty much just gonna finish installing this, and I'm gonna have somebody come pump the brakes for me again for like the 5th time, and yeah. So I'm still pretty in love with this ratchet. I pretty much any excuse I can to use it, I use it. Brakes are pretty simple to do. That being said, here I am going back and having to redo them. Just installing these caliper bolts, pretty simple to do. There's only 2 of them. This is what they look like. And then you get your brake line bolt. So that's pretty much just all it's holding the brake caliper on. You don't want to go too tight. Learned that the hard way. I've learned everything pretty much the hard way. Right there. So just in case you're wanting to see, what I'll do is when I'm putting the brake caliper on, if you look right here, I'll do this part first where there's 2 teeth sticking out. And then if you come down here, it actually just slides over this lip here. Push these sleeves forward and then try sliding the bolt in, and it'll give you a gap here and everything will go on pretty smooth. Well, I must say, it's a good thing I haven't been driving. I was looking for a socket, go to put the socket on the nut here. It was already loose. It's already loose. So, safety. Not really sure why I do this, but in my videos you can see me moving my eyes around. I don't know why I do that, but I do. So, I already acknowledged it before anybody else does. You know, I gotta say one last thing too. You gotta love a nice set of cans. Stop it. So whenever I am working on stuff, I like to have these AirPods in. They're pretty cool. I listen to podcasts, and I really only listen to about 2. Sean Ryan does a really great job. You need to check him out. It's all like fact-based and like just people telling their story. There's no like agenda to like manipulate your mind or anything like that. It's just good stuff. But I noticed something when I was younger. I used to listen to a lot of podcasts, And I noticed a lot of what I was listening to was trash, and I would start to absorb that trash and then act and say certain things, and it would turn people off from me. And you know, not that you should care really what people think of you, but if you're kind of becoming a worse person because of stuff you're listening to, or doing things or saying things, we don't need to be watching, doing, or listening to, or whatever you're doing. I'm very angry or depressed and say stuff I shouldn't say. And I think a lot of that was just because of what I was listening to or watching. So be careful what you watch out there. It can really jack your head up. So we got that bolt off. Work my way over here. This ought to be the same one. Need to take the cotter pin out first. Got my little tool bag here. Got my needle nose. Got this nice little, it's not even a spring. It just looks like it uses these two pieces of metals, and it gives you kind of a spring. Cotter pins, I've noticed on this Jeep at least, they'll either be in real good shape or they'll be just rusted and they'll just fall apart before you really even can do anything with them. There we go. A little twisty motion. T6-year-old cotter pin there. Sure we're right here. Oh, that's interesting. This is a different size nut. Put this on here a little bit, that way it doesn't just fall right to the ground, which as you can see here, it looks like it's already loose. So that's cool. Get a 19 out. Let's see, 19. Are you a winner? You are a winner. Impact time. Went and looked around and it's right in front of me. All right, bombs away. Beautiful. Did the same thing with this one. That one's probably, I'm gonna have to hit that one. So bought this hammer probably about when I started working on this Jeep. Yes, I do like red. This thing's pretty good. Pretty good hammer. I like it. Mallet. Beautiful. All right, now we gotta get that off. I call them tubby. Back here. Get that nut off and crank that soldier boy. Get the nut off. Let's do it. We are going live. Oh my good! I don't even got the right socket on. What are you doing, man? Ow. 15. Huh? Oh, 15. There we go. Got it out. Beautiful. This off that pitman arm, which is not going to be fun. Not sure about this. It looks pretty nasty up here, but this might not be as bad. The problem is I can't get an impact up here. It's going to be my only problem. Cooking time. Oh, this sauce. Oh yeah. Pretty much what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna really be able to film it, but I'm just gonna use leverage and try to undo this thing. A little crusty. I'm guessing it's old grease it's looking like. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it's been like a week or two since I've worked on this thing. And I did finally get the drag link and tie rod off with these. So I was originally using a ball joint separator when I should have actually been using a tie rod separator. And as you can see here, the gaps are different. So I spent about an hour beating on it with the ball joint separator, which was not what I needed to be using. So as soon as I picked up the tie rod separator, I hit it about 5 times and then it separated, so no real big deal there. So like most things, a lot of it's just having the right tools, and now I've got the right tools. So if you're having problems getting it off, it's probably just because you don't have the right pickle fork. Pickle wrench. One of the two. So yeah, that wraps up this video. I got some more stuff here. Still working on getting the bearing out. I am having kind of a problem there. I've broken a couple sets of tools. Did pick up a spare tire carrier from Rusty's Off-Road. I'm excited to use this. I wanted to buy a bumper with a spare tire carrier, but there really wasn't anything that looked good to me. And the reason I removed the rear bumper is it stuck out too far, and it also stuck out too far from the body lines. I kind of want something that works together with the body and doesn't stick out super far. So anyways, had a hard time trying to find a bumper, so I just decided to go with this spare tire carrier, and I'll do a whole video on it, so not gonna ruin that. But that concludes this video. It's Memorial Day weekend, and yeah, just gonna kind of relax and enjoy it. I'm actually about to go to the shop, my brother's friend's shop, and he's gonna see if he can help me get the bearing out of there, and hopefully he'll try to help me with the other bearings, so we'll see. Maybe I can finally get this thing back together. Bye. Drive you good one day. Hey, you don't have to, but I would appreciate it if you could subscribe. It really doesn't matter. I'm just having fun with this, but if you did have a couple minutes to subscribe, and yeah, it's really all you gotta do. Hit the little bell button, and we're good to go. See you on the next one. So I actually need